We're back on the air. This is Radio Entrepreneurs. I want to welcome our new reporter, Gary Goldman, Truly Yogurt, and his segment every month is going to be the Sweets Reporter, and he's going to report in on the New England obsession for ice cream and candy and sweets. Welcome.
Welcome, Jeffrey. So glad to be here, and I'm very excited to be a reporter here. I intend to, over the next months, years, et cetera, to tell you everything that you wanted to know about frozen yogurt and ice cream. I've been in the business myself for 23 years, and I feel like I can shed a certain amount of my expertise with you. So my first report today is going to be about the frozen yogurt industry, where it is today, and where it's going to be in a few years and what I see emerging. As far as the frozen yogurt industry today, you've probably noticed in your own neighborhood, city, town, whatever, over the course of the last 2 years, an amazing amount of frozen yogurt stores have opened. And you're probably saying to yourself, do we really need this many frozen yogurt stores? And how are they differentiating themselves from the competition? And how are they going to survive? Well, apparently we've reached a saturation point because a lot of them are not surviving. What's happened is there's too many today in the same neighborhood, too many of the same product, and products that really aren't that good, and people are, showing that by not going to the stores, and some of them are starting to close down. So anyways, what I did as part of my research and report today is I visited a couple of frozen yogurt stores to see what's happening with the industry. How are people changing? What's successful? What's not successful?
Right. Well, because we're at such a saturation point and we have the highest per capita consumption, competition and innovation is important too. So you're watching the trends.
Right. So two trends that are emerging are self-serve frozen yogurt stores, where you actually go into the store and serve yourself from a variety of machines. And I'm going to talk a little bit about that today. And the second thing is people are trying to merge a couple of concepts together. In other words, baked cupcakes, baked cookies, fresh, in combination with frozen yogurt and ice cream. They're putting the two concepts together because, as you know, the cupcake industry also is oversaturated. So people are kind of like merging the two together.
And cupcakes are struggling.
Right, they are. There's too many of those also, and too many of the same ones. So anyways, the first one that I visited was a self-serve frozen yogurt store. It was in a mall, a really good location. There's some things that I liked about it and some things that I didn't like about it. What I liked about it was the initial impression you got. Very beautiful. Colors, glitzy. There was a lot of pizzazz. Everything was nice and clean, almost to the point of being sterile. And you grab a cup and admire the 5 glistening yogurt machines that are there, and you have a choice of what you want to get. That's really good because you feel like you're a kid in a candy shop again. It's just like amazing. I can have a little vanilla, I can have a little strawberry, I can have a little green tea, I can have a little boysenberry. It was fantastic. But here's where the problem comes into play. The product just is not that good. That's not to say that every frozen yogurt store, the product isn't good, but in this case,
They spent their money on the visual, not on the mouth.
Exactly. And that's where it falls flat on its face. It was a product that was made from either a gel or a powder, didn't really have the right consistency, and when you added the flavor to it, it really just like fell like a thud. The vanilla tasted like the white chocolate. The pomegranate tasted like something sweet. You could tell it was a fruit, but it didn't really have any distinction. And the green tea was kind of blah, too. So that was the first problem with it. The second problem was, for what you're getting was extremely expensive. They were charging 59 cents an ounce. So by the time you're done, you put a few toppings on, it was a good $7 to $8 excursion. And I think the average consumer is not willing to do that on a regular basis unless you have a very outstanding product. Then they may be willing to do it, but it's a very mediocre product. The third flaw of the operation was customer service. Now, I've talked about that previously here. The people that wait in you are a reflection of the owners or the people that are behind the scenes. And in this case, they were kind of blah. They weren't into it. They were just going through the motions. There was no smile on the face. There was no greeting whatsoever. And there was no, thank you, when you were done. It's so important that you interact with the customers, and you continue them coming into the store, and you do that by developing a relationship with them, and that didn't happen at all. So that was the three things that were wrong there. It was kind of like a mixed blessing.
And if people want to connect with you and Truly Yogurt, do you have a Facebook page and ways to connect that you can tell us about?
We do have a Facebook page, www.trulyyogurt.com. You can call me up in the store, 781-239-1356. Or if you want to come and personally visit me, I'm at 35 Grove Street in Wellesley, Mass., and we'd love to see you.